Okay, so I'm joined by Shailen, who's one of our amazing clients here at True Fitness. He's on about week 6 or 7 of his rapid results system. So, Shailen, if it's okay with you, do you want to quickly introduce yourself and what you do?
Yeah, I can. I'm Shailen Rao. I'm a business owner and a pharmacist. So my business is in healthcare consultancy, uh, working kind of with organisations. So quite unusual for a pharmacist to be doing something like that. Yeah, and I've been doing that business for like the last 17 years. And before that, I worked in the NHS in management positions.
Okay, thanks for sharing that. And what cast my mind back to when we first started talking. I remember you talking about this 17 years of business. It's been it's a
Yeah.
challenge, right, running a business. So, just give us an insight into how you felt before you started your program, what you were concerned about. What was that like for you?
Oh God, yeah, I've almost blocked that out. It seems like an age ago, but I'm only end of week 7 now, so massive change. But yeah, I mean, I think I'd come to the realization that my health was suffering, mental and physical. Actually, I put on a lot of weight. My kind of thinking was fuzzier, and there's a lot of challenges in the environment in business, as is always the case. And as I'm getting older, it's not going to get any easier, really. So I felt that really the starting place to move all of those things and to hit the goals I wanted to, I just need to start to work on myself first. So, yeah, that was the starting point.
And when we first spoke, then I know obviously we had a conversation. I can remember what was said, but what were some of the concerns you had around starting a fitness and weight loss and health program with your lack of time, etc. What are the biggest concerns for you? Would you say?
Um, well, I think the biggest thing was the change and how was I going to be able to fit it in and would it make a difference and just the whole effort of moving from where I was already swamped and feeling overwhelmed as it was. So to add something new, could I commit to it? Could I stick to it? Is it going to work? All those sorts of things. A lot of it sort of self doubt, but also practically, how am I going to fit it all in?
Yeah, because you're company director, right? So a lot of
Yeah,
responsibilities on your shoulders. So you've got the lack of time part, you've got the demands of the business and the stresses. I remember when we first spoke, it was quite you were really overwhelmed quite a lot of the time with stress and all the business stuff. And how is that? How's that changed? I know we're only 6, 7 weeks into the program,
yeah.
right? But what improvements have you seen in not only your physical health but your mental health as well?
Mental health, but I'd go even further. The psychology in terms of the challenges that you have to, I've learned so much about myself, and I've been able to apply that very unexpectedly, to be able to apply it to business challenges, just general personal growth. So, in a nutshell, I'll unpack it if it's of value in a second. But I kind of the three domains I felt real big advantages all together, and it's been a kind of a positive compounding effect. The first one's physical. I've lost, was it now as we speak, end of week 7, 19 pounds. I think it's incredible. My energy is going through the roof. I feel 10 years younger. No exaggeration, really. So there's the physical, mental. I'm just more upbeat. I'm sharper. Um, less kind of thrown by challenges. And then the third domain, which is the unexpected, is around personal development growth. And I think of a couple of excellent interventions, discussions with the coaches, different coaches in your team, who've all been brilliant. Um, Around actually, one of them saying, Dan, I think you're saying, actually, that's mental. That barrier you hit, that's mental. That's your brain saying, "Well, what the hell are you doing? You're going to get hurt. Stop." And it's like once you conquer that, I'm finding I'm applying that to other challenges. Actually, there's more in the tank than you necessarily think, and it's much less stressful because you're starting from a point of belief in terms of you can conquer that challenge because this is so immediate, physical, visceral. The learning is really quick, and it's less apparent in the business world, but that's really been an unexpected bonus for.
And how have you
Apart from
managed?
that,
Sorry, go ahead, Sheldon.
yeah. No, apart from that, I'm sleeping better, I'm recovering better, just feeling less bloated. Um, it's outstanding, really.
And how have you found managing? What is a challenge? A challenging thing to start working out regularly, to start looking after your food. How have you found navigating that and implementing that into an already busy schedule?
The good thing is, I kind of already knew that I'm a morning person. So for me, that's been one of the key things. And actually, that's testament to you and the team. I wasn't expecting a yes when I said, could we do sessions at 6:30 in the morning? You're like, yeah, I'm sure if I'd said 3:30, you probably would have said yes. So actually, although I didn't want to test that,
Yeah, maybe they say that. Yeah.
yeah, don't tell the guys yet. Um, and that's been a big plus for me, so that I could build it into the time. Yes, it takes commitment, but I think I was ready. I was a ripe banana in that sense that I was ready to make the commitment with the right support and the structure. You know what? And I have to say, hasn't been the challenge really in the sense of, I don't really want to do this. We all wake up tired and all the rest of it, but I feel like I've enjoyed it so much, and even though all the equipment I've ended up getting in the gym at home and stuff, my wife looks at me thinking, what the hell happened to you? But it's amazing. Yeah.
Yeah, well, so I'm sure she's happy though, right?
I think so, yeah, with the result, if not the equipment itself, but yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And just a question about the future, then, because we're gonna, as we go through the
Mm.
process, we're going to talk more about longer term when it comes up. But how do you feel? This has impacted you from a kind of long term perspective, as in, like, it's all well and good you're in a program now, right? What happens when you
Yeah.
travel or when you go out with friends? How do you feel about that side of things?
Yeah, I mean, I go a bit broader than that. I'll come into the specifics on travel and so on. I think that was one of my concerns at the beginning, and was quite careful to work that through with you. So I didn't want something that was going to be fine in the short term and then snap back to the old habits and all the rest of it. So actually, I'm at pains now because I'm getting to a point now where people are noticing physically the change, asking me what I've been doing and that kind of stuff. And it basically, I'm at pains to say I'm actually not on a diet. It's not a diet or a faddy thing. It's actually the changes I'm making, just healthier eating, exercise in a structured way. So I think that that is already a sustainable piece. And then, I'm expecting and anticipating that we'll continue that journey. We're only 7 weeks in, so whilst it's been spectacularly early on, it's the sustaining it that's going to count. And I know that there's going to be support ongoing, which I want to stay connected with. In terms of fitting it into the flexibilities, travel. So a good example, I had a meeting in the Midlands where I was staying in a hotel. Of course, I did the homework and saw that I had a good gym just by luck. And then we'd agreed with the coach, with Craig, that we would, I'd have my own. So I do one of those days on my own. So he did a little program for me that I could implement in the gym on my own, which I did. I mean, actually, you know what? It was fantastic because I went to that meeting full of energy, which is exactly what was needed of me. There was a training kind of session, so I was speaking on stage and this kind of stuff. It's
Wow.
what better way to turn up in the right state of mind?
It's crazy how much clarity of mind it gives you and how much fresher
Yeah,
and more vibrant you feel, right?
yeah. And I haven't yet had to use them, but one of the first things I was advised to do was to get the bands, the exercise bands, which is already ready. So if I have to resort to, if that hotel hadn't had a good gym and all the rest of it, I would have just packed the bands and we would have built in a program there, I'm sure.
Yeah, so you've kind of, whatever problem you've got, whatever struggle you've got, whichever road bump, you've got a solution to do a
Yeah.
workout when you're really busy or to eat a certain food. So you can see that there's, honest question, do you feel like you've kind of, anything you've told us that's an obstacle for you, we've not been able to help you navigate?
No, not at all. Quite the opposite, actually. I'm overcoming things so easily relative to what I would have thought. It's just this, take that commitment and go, and it's just like a snowball that's gathered momentum very quickly and kept going because you find ways, keep the motivate. When I'm seeing results, naturally, the motivation stays high. But that, I'm amazed with myself at how many days. I don't think I've missed a day without an alternative of exercise since that 7 weeks,
Wow.
and it doesn't really feel like it was that much of a chore because I'm really enjoying it. I'm prioritizing it, desire rather than it being something that I have to fit in.
Fantastic. And just finally, then, before we kind of log off, what would you say to anyone, who's a busy managing director, busy business owner, busy CEO that's looking at this and going, is this a load of old nonsense? What would you say to that individual that's watching this?
Yeah, I mean it's been a game changer in many ways than I can imagine. I'd say you can't. I would say simply you can't afford not to. I think when we first spoke, and I was kind of ready for doing something, But I'm so glad I found you guys, because it's been the right structured solution and the flexibility. And also a couple of things I'd add to that, just that haven't come up. You know, the knowledge and the flexibility that the coaches have has been outstanding. I'm in healthcare, so I'd like to think above average knowledge about how the body works and all the rest of it. But the understanding and application of the science to what I'm doing has really built trust as well. So I feel like I can just kind of go, here's the situation, and then the team will come up with a solution that works. And we haven't kind of gone here, there, and everywhere. We just kept it on anything I brought up, or the rationale as to why I need to change the diet. I mean, and the attention to detail. It's like, kidney beans I was eating one day, and it was like, yeah, they're good in protein. Yeah, but have you looked at how many? Go away and look at how many carbs there are. And I was like, oh my god. So those little things, and the attention to detail, and the ongoing support has been really positive. So yeah, I would say to anybody, just, you can't afford not to. It's not that difficult. You've got to have the desire and the commitment. It's probably all I brought, and a bit of equipment now as it transpires, but pretty much everything else has been taken care of.
Fantastic. Well, I appreciate you sharing your story, and thanks again for that. I mean, from my side, well done for your results. We're really pleased and excited to see what the next kind of 10 weeks holds, really.
Yeah, likewise.
Brilliant. Thanks, Shailen.
All right, cool.